All right, so let's talk about the World Championship. Obviously, it just happened, and the weekend was also insane because SummerSlam took place on the same weekend. So I'm just hyped overall, and we crowned our first North American World Champion. So a lot happened, and we have to go through everything. If you like the video, make sure to like it. I love doing these event breakdowns and hope you enjoy my reporting. And if you have any of your thoughts about the event, about how it was run, about the decks, everything, because I'm sure you have a couple, because a couple things happened that we need to discuss, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. So getting right into it, obviously, if we look at SummerSlam, it didn't go so well for Jey Uso, but the one whose moment really was this weekend was Paulie Aronson from the United States, becoming the first ever North American champion of the world of 2023. And it's amazing to see. It's just such a great accomplishment following an excellent run from the 250th YCS to the World's Points Playoffs and now to actually winning Worlds with Dragon Link of all decks, which makes me personally hyped. So I'm just over the moon. It's great to see. And the first thing I guess we have to talk about is obviously Dragon Link winning. What does it mean for the deck post the ban list? And there's two things you could say. Maybe it gets hit because it won Worlds, but probably not, because the ban list at Worlds is completely something else. So like a couple decks that are still viable in the TCG didn't even see any play at Worlds. So I'm not sure if we necessarily have to be scared about Dragon Link getting hit. It was a great choice for this event because it wasn't hit as much compared to some other decks. If you've seen the ban list, obviously, Dragon Link was just almost untouched. A couple Bestios were hit, and like Baby Dragons, Striker Dragon, all of that. But for the most part, it really was a great choice because not many hits happened to Dragon Link. And then, of course, Sword Soul was in the finals as well. And I personally think it was a very decent choice this weekend because it's insanely consistent and you can play multiple hand traps and it's just great at what it does. And it was cool to see a deck that sort of feels like it's falling off actually be on the grand stage. And moving a little further back to top 4, we actually saw 2 Dragon Link, Sword Soul, and also Vanquish Soul. And Vanquish Soul was another one of these decks that wasn't really hit. Fenrir was banned for the ban list, like the world's ban list, and Vanquish Soul does make great use of Fenrir, but that was essentially the only indirect hit to the deck, and no direct hits were suffered by the deck. So it was also a very decent choice, and the current reigning North American champion actually made it to top 4 with Vanquish Soul, which is also a great accomplishment. And yeah, moving on to the top 8 breakdown, which I have here, we had 2 Rika, 2 Mech, 2 Dragon Link, a Vanquish Soul, and Sword Soul, obviously. So the last 4 made it to top 4, but we also had 2 Rika and 2 Mech. So again, decks that are either not hit at all, almost, like looking at Rika, and also Mech actually, there's only the circular to 1. So there's that going for those decks, and also the ability to run a lot of non-engine. So comparing Rika to something like Dragon Link, I still think the Dragon Link is the better combo deck, and it really showed this weekend. But yeah, looking at Mech, again, a decent choice, very similar to Sword Soul. You could potentially see decks like Mech, Vanquish Soul, Sword Soul, even Marincess and the likes, because they can play non-engine and are also consistent enough at doing what they do and have a lot of like one-card combos and stuff like that. So I think this top 8 makes a lot of sense, and it's just great to see all of the diversity. And also, something we need to mention is that there wasn't a single OCG player in top 8. So just looking at the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Post-COVID, I think it's just amazing to see how far the TCG has come to the point where we are able to have that kind of representation at Worlds. It is incredible to see. And yeah, it's just, it was an amazing event. Looking at all of the accomplishments, looking at Duel Links, for example, we also crowned a champion. And when it comes to Master Duo, the European team was crowned the first Master Duo champions. So, you know, me being from Europe, obviously I'm hyped. I think it's great. And it really was a great showing of skill. They all played different decks, which was also amazing to see. And just, it was a very fun event to watch, looking at all of the diversity and going through some of the decks, for example, that we saw on stream. Let me just pull my notes up. We saw Pearly versus Vanquish Soul, which Pearly was sort of I don't want to say an odd choice, but it kind of was a little, because it's quite hit on the mashed up ban list, but still someone decided to take it. And of course we also saw Dragon Link versus Labyrinth. we need to talk about the Harpies Feather Duster on stream. Obviously, Ju just doesn't have any kind of luck, and hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but yeah, he just doesn't have any kind of luck with Harpies, so RIP, you know, but I guess it had to happen. And I think Tri Brigade Spread is such a cool deck. I really enjoyed looking at the deck how it plays. We saw Tearlament vs Dragon Link, ABC vs Labyrinth, Tearlament vs Vanquish Soul, and ABC I think was also piloted by Oliver, which, you know, he plays ABC a lot from what I've seen, so that was great to see someone taking a deck that they apparently really like to Worlds. And yeah, just again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but a great event to see when it comes to representation. But to sort of turn our attention to something that wasn't as great to see, of course we need to discuss the venue. Like, it would be kind of stupid if I don't mention it, because the second day, like Sunday, just looked amazing. It really was like the grand stage, and it felt like a spectacle. But I just failed to understand why the first day was like played in a warehouse or something. Like, it just looked like a hotel lobby or something, and it baffles me why it just isn't like the spectacle side of things isn't a little more divided between both days, because I think all players that made it there deserve to be like sort of praised and like have the ability to play, you know, at a stage, and for the stream to feel a little more special, I guess. I just personally really didn't like that. We saw a couple photos and obviously the stream, and I think they deserved more. And I think we have a long way to go. Like I said, the second day did feel like a spectacle. The stage was amazing, and just the tension was there, the crowd was there, and the casters, of course, really tried their best and made it a very enjoyable event to listen to. But still, I feel like yeah, I guess we have a ways to go. But to round this video off, again, huge props to Polly Aronson on becoming the first reigning, defending, undisputed North American World Champion of 2023. And yeah, I'm just excited for the next season of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm excited to see everything that comes, all of the sets, all of the events, and yeah, if you like me doing these kind of what happened at videos and coverage of events, make sure to let me know down in the comments and like the video as well. And don't forget to share all your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.